The United States hit bottom in July of 1932. 1/4 of the country was out of work. The stock market had fallen steadily since 1929. On July 8th, the Dow Jones Industrial Average sank to its lowest point, closing at 41 points, a drop of almost 90% since 1929. Washington was giving financial support to state and local governments and making loans to businesses. President Hoover opposed unemployment relief to Americans, saying it would be worse than unemployment itself. But he signed a bill this month that authorized $2 million for jobless workers. It also provided over $1 billion to businesses, with the understanding that the recipients wouldn't be identified to the public. The stock market made a small rally, but not enough to help. Hoover lost in a landslide to Franklin D. Roosevelt. The editors of the Saturday Evening Post believed things would get better if the country would just return to hard work and old-fashioned ways. What we most needed, they said, was to get out of the whining stage and to begin counting our blessings. They had reason to be optimistic, judging from what they saw in their own magazine. Companies buying full-page color ads for big-ticket items like radios, refrigerators, and luxury cars. This month, the country's attention was drawn to an army of 43,000 men who had taken their grievance to Washington. Back in 1919, a grateful Congress had voted a bonus for the doughboys, around $600 a man, but not to be paid for 25 years. Unemployed veterans needed that money now, not in 1945. So starting in May, they began traveling to Washington to plead with Congress for some or all of their bonuses. A congressional bill for a partial payout was killed in the Senate. The veterans accepted the news peacefully, but rather than leave, thousands remained in the Capitol, hoping Congress would do something to help them. But Congress recessed. Many were now left with no prospects. They had no reason to return home. Critics called them a mob and accused them of making trouble. In fact, they were orderly, respectful, and unfailingly patriotic. Two-time Medal of Honor winner General Smedley Butler told the bonus army he was proud of their American spirit, that they had as much right to lobby in Washington as any steel corporation. He added, "Makes me so damn mad. A whole lot of people speak of you as tramps. By God, they didn't speak of you as tramps in 1917 and 18. On July 15th, with veterans out on the streets, President Hoover canceled his visit to Congress and stayed indoors. And when a group of petitioners started toward the White House, he ordered the gates closed and all the adjacent streets cleared. On July 28th, he ordered the military to clear out the bonus army encampment east of the Anacostia River. Under the command of General Douglas MacArthur, soldiers began driving the veterans and their families from the camps and destroying their shacks. Cavalrymen advanced with drawn sabers, backed by tanks. By the end of the day, hundreds had been injured by tear gas, clubs, bayonets, and sabers. 2 had been shot dead. Disobeying orders, MacArthur kept driving the veterans across the river, pushing them out of the main camp. Soon, the bonus army encampment was on fire. MacArthur justified the veterans' ejection, claiming they'd been communists. In fact, the bonus army had shunned the few communist veterans who had joined them. MacArthur could congratulate himself that he'd saved the Capitol from a dangerous mob. But most Americans and the media didn't agree. Even a Washington newspaper that had always supported Hoover reported the pitiful spectacle of the mightiest government in the world chasing unarmed men, women, and children with army tanks. If the army must be called out to make war on unarmed citizens, this is no longer America. This video was brought to you by the Saturday Evening Post Digital Archives. Saturday Evening Post members can explore our 200-year-old archive and receive 6 issues of the Post print edition for only $15 a year. Subscribe today at the link below.